What is up, guys? In this video I'm going to be showing you how you can take a regular clear Game Boy shell and tint it red. I'm going to be showing you two different methods that I use, one that involves clear red spray paint and the other that involves RIT dye. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take out the cartridge bracket on the back of the shell, and we're also going to be removing the battery contacts. I suggest doing any shell modifications before you tint the shell as well. So for the spray method, I use a combination of this Krylon Cranberry Red spray and a Testors Clear Red spray paint. The Krylon goes on a lot thinner, so I like to use it as a base coat, and then I finish it up with the Testors. So I usually start on the inside of the shell, do a full coat, let it dry, flip it over, same thing on the other side. And I'll do this about 2 or 3, sometimes 4 times with the Krylon until I feel like it's very even. It's like a very even pinkish hue, and then I'll move on to the Tester spray. So when it comes to the Testors, this stuff goes on really thick. I usually only need about 2 coats on the outside and then 1 coat on the inside, and it's good. So before we clear coat these, I'm going to go ahead and show you the other method I use, which involves using RIT dye and an old coffee maker. Now, the reason I use a coffee maker is because it keeps the water at a good temperature to help activate the dye and really hold the color in the shell. So for this, you want to use a whole bottle of dye, and then you want to pretty much fill the coffee pot all the way up to like the highest line it'll go. The first time I did it here, I didn't use quite enough water, and you'll see later that the shell did come out a little bit darker, but then I did it again and I got like a consistent color comparative to what I would get with the spray method. Now when I do these, I let them soak for about an hour, hour and a half, but I check them every 30 minutes or so just because you can see how the color is kind of forming. And then once they're done, you just want to get them in some cold water and just let them soak for like 30 minutes and make sure all the dye is off them and it's not coming off on your fingers. And then we're ready to clear coat them. So this is the one that I sprayed right here. You can see that the color is a little bit lighter than this one over here, which was the one that I had in the dye that didn't have quite enough water in it, so it came out a little bit darker. So again, this one on the left here is the one that we sprayed earlier, and then this one on the right here was another clear shell that I did in the pot with about a full pot of water and then 1 full bottle of dye. When it comes to clear coat, I like to use a satin clear enamel. I like to use the satin because it gives it a nice texture and feel like that of an original shell, without making it overly glossy. And for this, it usually only takes about 2 coats. I'll do 1 coat and then let it dry for like 10 minutes, and then turn them around and then do the other coat and just see how it's looking and feeling after that. So this is how they ended up turning out. Now the back on this one is the one that I had in the coffee pot dye, and then the front on this one is the one that I had sprayed, and as you can see, they turned out pretty much exactly the same. So the back on this one here is the one that I had done first, where it came out a little bit darker, and I just left this in to show that if you wanted to get deeper colors like that, it is a better option to use the dyeing method. Thank you guys for watching. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions about anything I did, and as always, I'll have a list of everything that I used in the video in the description box below.